This is shit. You should know.
Like, who's going to stop it? You know?
I could answer that question.
Go, answer it.
The Greens.
The Greens. He's a political correspondent.
Modafinil has now been used to keep pilots awake for up to 90 hours. Private schools get more money from the government. He's a Republican. So you're a secret, mate.
What are the conversations that other people are having, like in their houses? Honestly, I'm being honest.
Welcome to the dojo.
Bachelor, whatever renovation TV show is on.
So what you're saying is Bobby funds the IRA.
Johnny, sit down and eat your MSG. Lead does actually poison your brain.
I'll tell you what, if you can talk about half the stuff that we discuss and not get riled up and not get angry, there's something fucking wrong with you.
You should know.
These are the figures I want to hear, the cost and return.
This is probably up you. Well, you probably might have read about it. Erin Brockovich is back, right? And
lawyers.
yeah, shine lawyers. Yeah.
Julia Roberts.
I can't. Glad you fucking said it, because I said it ages ago on a podcast saying how women tie in Julia Roberts to actually being Erin Brockovich. Yeah. So she was in the papers again because she's found the PFOS and PFOA chemicals that it comes from
Lead. PF. Yeah.
There you go. Lead. The man.
The Mason
just
knows
correcting me, you know, from my fucking stats. Basically, it comes from firefighting foam. Yeah, like it can be found in firefighting foam, and up in I've written it down in Oakey, in Queensland, and Williamstown, New South. She has found evidence of it that's infected water in those local regions, and like that shit.
Just quickly, lead is PB. What was the chemical again?
PFOS and PFOA.
Google that. But yeah, PB's lead, so that's not lead. Something different.
It's wrong. A chink in the armour.
Listen,
mate, we're all about fucking facts on this show. You're embarrassing us all. Meanwhile, we're telling absolute spurious tales of nothing. Like
soggy biscuits.
Yeah, I was an international high jumper for about 5 years. What?
Okay. This will tie into our next segment, but it's perfluoroketan acid. Yeah, so basically, it's a whole shitload of fluoride attached to sulfuric acid.
That lovely additive.
So like
can you imagine that your cupboard's like Nesquik, Milo, fluoride? that one?
So 17 fluoride atoms attached to a sulfuric acid atom.
17.
17. That's
Look at it.
Blank screen.
Love it. Yeah, and that basically causes, forms of cancer, thyroid disease, cholesterol levels, all that shit. Anyway, Brockovich found it. I don't know how, but she's found it in the water in those two towns. So she's gone, doing what she did in the States and stepping in for these dudes. So I can throw my hand in. This is what actually irritated me about it, right? Because I got nothing against her, but just I love how I'm just so glad you said, Julia Roberts, right? As in that's the person. The fucking article in the paper, right? It had her name saying, Brockovich is back in town, blah, blah, blah. Then the next direct fucking line under it was, made famous by Julia Roberts in 1990, whatever. I was like, and then they went on to say something about Julia Roberts. I'm for fuck's sakes, you scroll
Let
through
this woman have her own life.
She's done enough on her own accord, man. We've come this far. I've just scrolled through the article. And they've got 5 images, right? 4 of them were of Julia Roberts.
Just different angles.
I was like, for fuck's sakes, I'm dying, man. How much more?
I can't take it anymore.
How much more do we have to spoon feed these fucks? Do you know what I mean?
And it's Erin Brockovich is getting on a bit now, but she's still not a bad looking bird.
It's just it's blonde in a powder suit.
Let her, a woman who's, made history a number of times, going around making sure that the water you drink isn't going to kill you.
Yeah, she's literally in the States and she's fighting for some hicks out in rural Australia. And the fucking Julia Roberts. What the fuck?
She was also really big in Flint as well, wasn't she? Trying to Flint, Michigan.
Yeah.
Dealing with the lead in the water there.
Somewhere. It was a Flint? I've got no idea.
Oh, there's lead everywhere in the States, but Flint is a big one.
Everywhere. In your milk.
No, not even... Yeah, no, literally...
In your milk.
Oh, I thought you said New York, and yes, there is lead in the water in New York.
Why single out Flint, Michigan, man? What did they do to you?
It's just the most popular one, I think. Yeah,
Just lead. That's just the lead. You know?
because Flint, Michigan was like the direct result of like someone goes to the politicians. It's like we can save 0.3 cents if we do this. It'll poison the water supply, but 0.3 cents, and the government's like, awesome,
Done.
Done. Just done. It's just, we need we need funding for public health. Fuck off.
Get out of here.
Don't waste my time.
Yeah.
0.3 cents. Alright, you know what, let's, before we keep rambling on, let's tie in the fluoride now that we have a window for a shit you should know.
Yeah.
Let's hear it. What is, oh yeah, the last session was about fluoride, and we said that you were gonna you were gonna question him.
Yeah.
Or was it, what did we say?
I was just going to look into it, yeah. So Johnny raised some questions, and I thought I'd try and answer them.
We need to ask you something like, what is the meaning of life?
Please don't.
What are your turn-ons, turn-offs?
So, yeah, so Johnny raised some concern about fluoride, and I looked into it, and it's kind of thing you, like, flip wildly back and forth, and you, like, panic, oh my god, fluoride's going to kill us all, and then you look into it a bit further, and you're like, oh no, it's fine.
It's fine.
So yeah, again, I'm not a scientist, so I did my best to read these studies, but they're difficult, so I reserve the right to make a mistake, but I'm pretty sure all this is correct.
I'll be auditing, like, everything you say, man, when I get home.
So, and another disclaimer, so you'll hear me talk about fluoride concentration in three ways. I'll either say parts per million, or milligrams per litre, or milligrams per kilogram. But because of the magic of the metric system, all those things are interchangeable. So 3 parts per million is 3 millilitres per litre, or 3 millilitres per kilogram.
So same thing.
Yeah, so because 1 litre of water weighs a kilogram, and there are 1,000 milligrams in 1 litre of water, and 1,000 milligrams in 1 gram.
Yeah, nice.
So, yeah, so it all just works out. So if you see me say different things, usually all the numbers mean the same.
Denominator, man.
Yeah.
Just trust me.
Okay. Yeah, just trust
The
me.
government shield.
Yeah, so some parts of Victoria
1,000, 10,000, what? Just trust me.
whatever.
it doesn't matter. So some parts of Victoria are naturally fluoridated. Some have none. Most have fluoride added. So Victoria aims for no more than 1 milligram per litre of fluoride in its water. Aims for, yeah. So last year, and it's pretty vague
Sometimes
as
a bit
well.
more
Like that's the
slippery to
only
crack.
thing it says.
That's
no
all it
more
says.
than 1 milligram. So last year, Southeast Water tested its water 471 times, and they came up with an average fluoride content of 0.86 milligrams per litre, so just under 1 part per million. So last year, that equals 141 tons of fluoride that Southeast Water added to its water last year. I couldn't find the exact cost in Victoria,
How many tons?
141 tons.
That's a lot of fluoride, man. Like,
Yeah, for 1 year.
just some guy with bottles just going, hang on over there, Pete. Yeah, man, still got a few trucks left. Just
Yeah.
plunk, 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 plunk.
So
You know we'd have that job. We come back just all illuminated. Like, what the fuck are these guys? Just plunk, 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 plunk.
Standing there laughing while we're doing it.
High off shit.
so adding I couldn't find the exact price, but it costs less than $1 per person per year to add fluoride to the water. So it's pretty cheap comparatively. Okay, so toothpaste has a fluoride concentration of
So $1 per person,
year.
25 million, so 25 million.
The fluoride,
for the entire
fluoride
country, yeah.
program is
Yeah.
costing about 25 million.
So less than our swimming program.
You know, that's what we started.
And actually, it's probably less than that because not everyone gets fluoridated water. Some parts are naturally fluoridated.
I was going to say, do you know what we need? We need a chart, like, up there somewhere, yeah? And it's just got these big numbers of, like, comparative stats. Just for, like,
Just for reference number,
Whenever
yeah.
we need them.
Just
Yeah.
go back.
Like, it's a tenth of what the government spends on.
How much do we spend
yeah.
on politicians again?
Yeah, no, I'm serious. We need
Yeah.
these reference points, because I forget them.
I'll get a poster. Yeah. So, okay, the fluoride concentration in toothpaste is 1,500 parts per million. So if you
Okay, hang on. I've got to write these down.
yeah,
I want
so
to see these
water
numbers in front of me.
water is
1,000
1 part per million. 1 part per million.
1 part per mil is
Tooth.
water.
Yeah. So toothpaste is 1,500.
500
So-
parts.
1,500 parts per million.
So 1.5.
Yeah. So a cubic centimetre of toothpaste contains about as much fluoride as 1.5 litres of water.
Okay, keep going.
Yeah. So and a cubic centimetre is far more than you would use normally. So they reckon that.
Dude, I squeeze that shit on.
Yeah, but even so, like a cubic centimetre is bigger. They reckon that if you use a proper amount, you'll probably use about less than that a day. So less than a cubic centimetre a day if you brush twice.
Okay.
Anyways, it's a lot more fluoride than in the water.
Yeah.
So does it help your teeth? So it helps your teeth in 2 ways. So it strengthens the outer layer of teeth while they're still growing in children, so before they've come out. So it hardens the outer layer, and that tooth is stronger for your entire life. It also, when you eat, your plaque breaks down sugar, and then that turns it into acid, which pulls calcium and stuff out of your teeth.
Yeah.
So when you drink water, it just makes sure there's fluoride kind of stuck in the plaque, and then that will
That'll
reabsorb
fight the
back in.
acid.
Yeah, so
acidity or
it's
whatever.
called demineralization and remineralization.
Okay.
So basically, having fluoride in water means that there's ready supply of fluoride to remineralize your enamel, and fluoride is more resistant to the acid. Okay, and so does that have an actual effect? So fluoridated water decreases cavities by about 20 to 30%, depending on the study. So there's two studies I've got here. The first one is called Effectiveness of Fluoride in Preventing Cavities in Adults. So it's a systematic review. It looks at a number of studies, and they found that fluoridated water prevented 27% of cavities in adults. So if you live in a fluoridated community, you are 27% less likely to have a cavity than someone who doesn't.
So 20 to 30%. This $1 a year on fluoride in the water per individual basically gives you about 20 to 30% teeth protection.
Yeah.
Comparatively, of course.
Yeah.
All right.
And so a systematic review of water fluoridation is another systematic review. So it looked at fluoridated water in kids. So it said in children, reduced cavities between. So one study had a 5% increase in cavities to 64% less cavities. So the average for that was only 14% cavities in kids. And children in non-fluoridated areas, on average, had 2.25 less damaged teeth. So that includes cavities getting removed, any damage to the tooth. 2.25 less damaged teeth.
Okay.
So
So those are the facts.
Yeah, so and that's systematic review. So that's looking at a number of studies.
Yeah.
And
it's not just looking at Tahoma fucking blah blah blah.
I think Dimmy's working on a website. So I'll post the links when we get the website up and running. If that happens,
We probably should start referencing a lot of shit, man.
But
We actually
you can
don't.
look this stuff up and you'll find it. Okay, so toxicity and side effects of fluoride. It is really dangerous in its concentrated form. Like I cannot express how bad it is for you. But so dosage matters, yeah. So there's oxygen in the air, and it's quite pleasant. But if there was too much oxygen, we would die.
Yeah.
And so a lot of things that your body needs to live on, if you eat too much of it, it just does horrible things.
Yeah.
Okay, so there were a few things that people kept bringing up. So one of the main ones was fluoride in the pineal gland.
Calcifies the pineal gland.
Pineal gland, that's the one. Yeah. And you brought it up.
AKA your third eye,
Yeah.
Look how
Mr. Mason.
Yeah.
how educated he is right now. Hands fucking like intertwined.
That's my barrier.
Okay, so it was hard to find a reference for this, but I found a dissertation. So this was never published, but it was written by a scientist. So I don't know, maybe there's another one, but I couldn't find one. So I looked at she looked at the pineal gland of 11 deceased people of, they were old. I think the average age of like 80 or something. And looked at and saw that the pineal gland was calcified. And has a high level of fluoride in the pineal gland.
Okay.
So much higher than bone, much higher than the blood and muscle. Okay, and then she also tested 24 gerbils, 12 male and 12 female gerbils. And they were given, there was a high fluoride group and a low fluoride group. High fluoride, pineal gland is responsible for sleep.
That's where the DMT gets produced.
Not the DMT, it's, I didn't write down what it is. Anyway, yeah, so it releases a chemical so when you close your eyes, or when it gets dark, it releases a chemical that says it's time to sleep.
Yeah.
So they're worried that calcifying it makes people insomniacs. Okay, so, and it also has something to do with delaying sexual maturity. So the high fluoride females reached sexual maturity before the low fluoride group. High fluoride males had some trouble sleeping for the first 16 weeks, but then it was standard. Okay, so then it was the same as low fluoride standards. Okay, so the problem, the high fluoride group was given 37 milligrams of fluoride a day.
As in how? In their water?
In their food.
Okay, so just
Salted.
they're peeling it.
Just salted on.
They're peeling them like dogs, you know, just getting a bread roll and pushing fluoride into it, yeah.
Yeah.
Soups, it's a big vat of soup. Enjoy.
Actually, no, sorry, it was 37 milligrams
You're
per
gonna stay
kilogram.
around
I
and
think.
eat? I'm not fucking staying around.
But the fact that you would be really hard pressed to find any substance that you could eat normally that would have more than 2 parts per million, whereas they're giving these rodents 37 parts per million.
That's a lot.
It is a lot. The low fluoride group was given 7 parts per million,
Which is still fucking
far more than
way more. It's like
yeah,
four times, nearly 4 times the amount.
yeah. And there was no control, so there was no fluoride group. Okay, and when she dissected the pineal gland, the fluoride levels varied wildly. So she wrote down between 14 milligrams per kilogram, and 875 milligrams per kilogram. So there was huge variation. Fluoride in the pineal gland also correlated with calcium. Yeah, and in her paper, she referenced a study in Kingston, a US town, where they followed 711 kids from 2 different towns, and they found no link between kids having fluoridated water and reaching sexual maturity early. So I think they followed these kids for like 10 years.
I was going to say, like, my thing was, like, you're saying that these girls are, like, reaching sexual maturity a lot quicker, and these dudes can't go to sleep. I'm saying, like, it's a win-win. Oh, my God, I'm so horny. Dude, babe, I can't sleep. Done!
Come over.
It's part of the plan to repopulate more slaves.
So the way I look at that is that, yeah, maybe fluoride damages the pineal gland, which will have an effect on sexual maturity and the ability to sleep. But
And your spiritual side.
yeah, yeah.
Why are you going to that realm?
But there's no evidence
That's what the
that,
pineal gland is.
yeah, there's a lot of
Third eye, Jimmy.
because it receives signals from your sight as well. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, maybe fluoride damages the pineal gland, but there's no real evidence as far as I can tell. I mean, she references a study that says that there's no link between fluoridated water and reaching sexual maturity.
Would that just be NASA fucking up the stats?
And because there's such a huge variation in fluoride in the pineal gland, and it correlates with calcium, it might be something wrong with the individual and not the fluoride.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like they're testing 10 identical fucking brothers
No,
going in the same tank of water every day. It's people. Someone could just have arthritis.
Yeah.
You never, who knows?
Yeah, and so that's fluoride in the pineal gland. Yeah, I don't think there's anything really there.
I love how he's still got the doubt. He's not satisfied,
Okay,
man. He's not satisfied.
Okay, so fluoride and bone cancer. So there's a lot of people say because fluoride gets absorbed into the bones have a much higher concentration of fluoride than muscle. So is fluoride? This is a study, another systematic review.
This is, I was going to say, this is crazy because, like, for 10 years I've been listening to conspiracies. People talk about fluoridated water, and it's, you know, always, it calcifies the pineal gland, always. That's what it does.
And that's why I said last week, did you check the source?
Yeah, well, it's cool that I'm sitting here now having this conversation.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
So, yeah, and
Although I'm still not satisfied.
yeah, okay, well, maybe I'll continue.
I want answers.
This study is called "Is Fluoride a Risk Factor for Bone Cancer?" Small area analysis of osteosarcoma and Ewig sarcoma, diagnosed among 0 to 49-year-olds in Great Britain. So those are the two most common forms of bone cancer: osteosarcoma and Ewig sarcoma. Okay, so compared the rates of bone cancer in areas with fluoridated water and those without. So 2,500 cases of osteosarcoma and 1,600 Ewig sarcoma cases. So they found no association, and they have a relative risk factor. So for osteosarcoma, they found that fluoride, like 0.001 increase, whereas Ewig sarcoma, there was actually a decrease if you were fluoridated.
Okay.
So yeah, in either case, it's not significant enough to say either way, but there's one that showed an increase, one that showed a decrease. But, yeah, so no risk, according to that study.
You're shaking them off. Dude, he's done the homework. You asked him to do it.
So yeah,
Right
fluoride,
now, you're being that fucking Malcolm Senator cunt, man. It's just like rubbishing it. It's not good enough.
All right. Yep. Because I got a point to put in as well.
Yeah, so another fluoride exposure in childhood osteosarcoma case control study looked at 130 people, matched them with controls with similar backgrounds. And this case, it was only 130, and I wasn't going to mention it because I don't like studies with that fewer people, because
it's not broad enough.
a couple of crazy people can just throw the results. But the results were that fluoride decreased bone breaks in males. So
made it stronger.
Yeah, or decreased breaks.
Yeah,
but
decreased.
But that, I mean, with 130 people, who knows? Yeah.
All right, what's your brilliant... I want to hear this thing that's going to just throw your thing right out of the water, man.
No, like he's still got a
Load the cannon! Just here we go.
If you want to talk about... I'm moving on to fluoride intelligence, but if you've got a question about bone cancer or the pineal gland...
I might just wait till the end, actually.
Yeah, okay.
He's just letting you...
Leave the big guns for the end.
Write them down so you remember at the
loaded
end.
cannon's just waiting.
Yeah,
Just to blast
write them down if you need to. Okay, so fluoride and intelligence. Okay, so first off, I want to say that we are, as a race, getting smarter. So it works out to be 3 IQ points per decade. So they have to keep, and that's an IQ, which is arguably not the best measure of intelligence, but they have to keep adjusting IQ in order to stay relevant. So average is supposed to be 100, but if you took an IQ test from 3 decades ago, you would just
70s or something.
Yeah. So we are getting smarter.
I'm guessing that's because of just the array of information that's available to us, right?
Yeah,
that's what we're basing it on.
Yeah, you've just and you know, games make you smarter, and kids
the activities
get on the iPhone, and it's critical thinking in a way.
The activities we engage in and the amount of available information right now means that our species is becoming smarter, just as general.
Okay. But that being said, there are a lot of studies that link fluoride to low intelligence. So I could go through all of them.
Here we go.
But I've decided to use a study from Harvard. So, it's a systematic review, so I looked at a number of studies. So it was called Developmental Fluoride Neurotoxicity, a systematic review and meta-analysis. Okay, so it looked at 27 different studies that linked fluoride to low IQ. It found that people exposed to fluoride had an IQ which was 0.45 points lower than the reference population. And so a lot of the studies...
Exposed to fluoride, like just...
High levels of fluoride.
Okay.
Yeah, there are other studies that had a higher rate of IQ
When you say
loss.
exposed, are we to assume that they're just feeding them fluoride levels?
I'll get into that.
Or are they spraying them with a big gurney?
Yeah. I'll get into that, but
I'm just asking.
Yeah, but if you've heard of bigger
picturing a
bigger
teaspoon.
effects, more than 0.5
honey on it.
IQ points. They do exist, but this is a Harvard one. It's the most recent. It's the most reputable source.
Harvard, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
FreemasonsRUs.com, yeah. Okay.
And it's referenced quite a lot. Yeah. So this study does not claim what people think it claims. So, okay, of the 22 studies, only 22 showed a reference level of fluoride. Anyone want to guess what that reference level of fluoride was?
I don't know. I don't know.
What you've got on there? How much water are we getting per milliliter on the back of that sheet down the very bottom? It's underlined. That's how much we get out of southeast water.
0.86.
The average
per milliliter.
reference level of the 22 studies that provided it was 0.77 milligrams per litre.
Okay, so it's comparable.
So their low reference level was comparable to our water we get in our thing. 25 of the 27 studies was from China, a country that doesn't add fluoride to its water. So most of that fluoride comes from burning dirty coal. So the fluoride goes up into the air and then rains down. Remember how last 2 weeks ago we were talking about how 30% of China's groundwater is polluted?
Yeah.
So if fluoride is in the water when it's not supposed to be, what else is in the water? So 25 of those studies are from China.
Yeah.
Yeah. China doesn't add fluoride to the water. So it's fluoride that shouldn't be there to begin with. So what else is there? Okay, and the paper concludes by saying that the report examined the negative effects of fluoride at 2 to 4 milligrams per litre, not 1 milligram per litre. So, yes, you could argue that fluoride correlates to low intelligence, but there's no
dosage.
Yeah, not at the dosage that we're getting here.
Yeah. Okay.
So far from fluoride in the water, we're getting stronger bone, sort of less breaks, whatever it was.
Arguably
less breaks.
Yeah.
Stronger
teeth.
less cavities.
Better teeth.
Yeah. And there's no strong evidence that it
You'd have
messes
to
with
eat
your pineal gland.
gallons of this shit in order to become stupider.
Yeah. Okay, so
That's what they say. It's like a soft kill, like over time, just like consistently drinking, it just sort of builds up and just takes a toll. Like eventually,
You drink water,
it's like a slow kill.
I'll get to that at the end.
I drink bottled water.
Yeah. So bottled water isn't enough if you want to cut out fluoride. Okay, so so fluoride and hypothyroidism. So this is a large observational study of GP practice data and fluoride levels in drinking water. So the UK, I think, is about 30% fluoridated. So they went to one area that had fluoride, and they went to all the GPs in that area, and they collected data about hypothyroidism. They went to another area that didn't have fluoride, collected data about hypothyroidism there. They found that fluoride levels above 0.3 parts per million was linked to a 30% increase in hypothyroidism. So I had to pay to read this study, so I couldn't read it, so I had to go on what other people said, paid to read it. But it was criticised for not taking into effect environmental variables and the fact that it only looked at GP data. So they only looked at two areas, and basically there's a 50% chance that it could be a 50% chance that the thyroidism is linked to fluoride because what if it was something else causing the hypothyroidism?
Yeah.
Yeah? I mean, it's not the case, but what if one of them was like next to a nuclear plant or something, you know?
You're shipping in these test subjects. Like, yeah, we're handpicking random test subjects. Where do you live? Chernobyl? All right. You get 3 of your cousins. You're going to make up 97% of the focus group. The fluoride's fine.
So that, to me, it doesn't prove anything, but I would say the issue needs more attention. Yeah?
Okay.
So I'm not going to stop drinking fluoride because I'm worried about my thyroid. But at the same time, maybe look into that. Get a couple of rats and test it.
Can you imagine Johnny just goes one step further?
So much of this was tested on rats, and they always just ridiculous amounts of fluoride. Like they
Under
just
heat lamps.
just getting syringes of the stuff. It's like, oh, it turns out rats die when you give them 80 milligrams of fluoride. Who knew?
Just back it off a notch. Try again.
Okay.
But that's the thing, like, from being young to everyday exposure of drinking.
I'll get to it. Yeah. Okay. So should you be concerned about fluoride? So the level of fluoride in our water is almost certainly harmless, but it does appear in high doses in some food. So tea is often naturally high in fluoride, but is not really enough to worry about. That being
How much are we talking here?
That being said, I could find 2 cases of negative effects from fluoride, except I'm almost certain they're the same person, just done different years. So it's like it's 40. So it was a 49-year-old and a 48-year-old.
They're the same person, man.
Yeah. Anyway, both these people, or this one person, drank between 4 and 8 litres of double-strength instant tea since they were 12.
8 litres?
4 to 8 litres.
Do you know how much tea that is? No one drinks that much water in a day, man.
Yeah.
Instant tea as well. Like, not even, like, the good shit. That shit would be laced with so much crap.
Yeah. So, it was estimated... Oh, and she developed skeletal fluorosis, which didn't seem pleasant. But that being said, she also worked in a warehouse and smoked 1.5 packs a day.
Oh, yeah, because that wouldn't have had any effect.
Okay. They did find extra fluoride in her skeleton, and it was causing her issues.
Yeah, but she's drinking fucking
and it's one person.
One person
8 litres,
drank 8 litres and they're going to kill the buzz for... Yeah, no one drink water anymore because this one person drank 8 litres a day.
So they estimated that she consumed 44 milligrams of fluoride a day. So think of it, if fluoride is 1 milligram per litre, how much more that is than what a regular person would eat?
Yeah, exactly.
Consume
40 times whatever fucking...
Yeah. Okay. Fluoride is also in food. So most food has less than 0.3 parts per million fluoride. And if you go to the USDA fluoride in food, it'll take you to at all the different values. Yeah. Some food can have up to 1 part per million depending on how it's processed. Generally speaking, the more processed a food is, the more fluoride it has.
Yeah.
It rarely goes above 1 part per million, and even then only slightly, unless you're talking about tea, which I think went up to 4 parts per million.
And what are the sort of foods that get up to around the 1 point?
It's processed. So I didn't read it all, but I think there was like Macca's chips had 1.02 parts per million or something. Maybe it wasn't Macca's chips, but it's generally the more processed. So
So the chips are on par with our drinking water.
Maybe not chips. I feel like I'm throwing Macca's under the bus here, but generally the more processed food is, the more fluoride content. But it rarely
So in other
gets
words,
above.
don't eat shit food.
Yeah, it rarely gets above
Or drink the water.
0.3 parts per million.
Collecting rainwater and shit.
Okay. So your body will dispose of fluoride naturally, but if you want to help it, you can get more. Of a substance called selenium.
Where do you find that?
You heard of that?
Yeah, it rings bells, but
Yeah. Okay. So selenium. You go to the conspiracy websites, and they all point to selenium as the cure.
Oh yeah, I do know now. Yeah,
Yeah. But okay.
Just refreshing the thumbnail is cranked over.
I've got a bottle at home. Yeah, selenium makes me feel great.
What about iodine? No?
No.
Okay, so selenium and iodine are the 2 things that get pointed to.
Iodine.
Yeah. And the ones I could find links to.
Didn't Uda have iodine in his Joy Joys? Do you remember in The Simpsons?
Yeah. No.
Iodine. Would you like a lick of my flavored part? And it's mint iodine. Yeah, it's like the Joy Joys and just says mint iodine.
I was thinking of the episode where Bart goes to do the gardening for that chick.
Oh yeah.
The old lady.
Okay.
Come put your iodine on.
I found one study that was done on rats. Again, the rats were given ridiculous amounts of fluoride, but they were also given selenium, and the rats who were given fluoride and selenium had lower levels of fluoride. So it helps your body get rid of it.
Selenium does its job.
What do you find
Yeah.
this thing?
So it's found in high levels in Brazil nuts. It's also found in fish, beef, chicken, eggs, and spinach, and a bunch of other places.
So good shit.
Good shit. Okay, but this is where I lost a lot of respect for this movement. But be careful because it's a byproduct. Selenium is a byproduct of the mining industry and is toxic if you take more than 0.4 milligrams. So, so they recommend that a human should get 4 milligrams of fluoride to have healthy teeth. But 0.4 milligrams of selenium is toxic. And the other thing is iodine. So iodine can be replaced by fluoride in your thyroid, and they reckon that's what causes the problem. So you want to make sure you get plenty of iodine. But don't worry because the government adds iodine to your table salt in another form of mass medication.
That's a whole nother kettle of chips. Bag of chips.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know what I got from all that, man? Basically, a little bit of fluoride will help your teeth become stronger and, you know, all that sort of shit.
Yeah.
But you may get extreme levels of fluoride, which will fuck a few things up, theoretically, maybe. And to counter that, you could take some of this shit, but too much of this shit will kill you.
Yeah. And
Or just don't add it to the water.
I was just going to say, just fucking ease up on all the shit and be done.
yeah. So I'm going to give some controversial advice.
The point.
So try to avoid processed food and eat healthily. Because if you get enough of the good stuff, your body will naturally pass fluoride.
Yeah.
But you can add it just by eating healthy.
How long does it take for your body to get? Did you find out how long it takes for your body to get rid of the fluoride?
Don't drink 4 to 8 liters of tea a day, and don't eat toothpaste.
It's a kid just eating toothpaste.
So I don't know how long it takes your body to get rid of it, but some of the studies I referenced in the Harvard test tested fluoride levels in urine, and it was slightly more than the water they were getting. So, because obviously you perspire and you breathe out moisture, so you would expect it to have a higher concentration of fluoride than in your urine than the water. So I don't think it hangs around, if that makes sense. So I don't think it just builds up over and over.
No, it expels at a pretty regular rate.
Yeah, and in cases...
Not like where you eat a steak and it apparently sits in your stomach for 2 weeks or whatever it is.
Yeah.
You know, fluoride more or less comes and goes.
Because if they have stuff to get rid of the fluoride out of your body, I mean, surely it's got to be sitting in there for a little bit of time.
Yeah.
It helps the digestion.
So, so even if there is a little bit hanging around, and your whole life you've been drinking water, it's slowly just building up, maybe?
No, what we're saying is we think that it passes through the body fairly quickly, as opposed to like a steak that takes...
So I'm going on memory. The study with the rats and the selenium, they had a control group, a fluoride-only group, and a fluoride and selenium group. It was a ridiculous amount of fluoride they were getting. And they measured the fluoride in the muscle tissue. But the rats, no. And they measured the fluoride in the tissue. I don't know what tissue. But the rats with selenium had absorbed less fluoride. But they were given a lot of fluoride. So And there's a whole thing where, you hear the story that your body replaces itself every 7 years.
Yeah.
So I saw studies that showed that it comes out in your pee at a comparable amount to the amount that goes in. And I have no evidence to suggest that it stays in there for any longer than it should. I mean, it gets absorbed into your teeth, so it's hanging around in there. And some of it probably goes to your pineal gland.
But it's a substance you can find anywhere, man. Like in your food, you can find it. And it's not put in your food; it just is in your food. But more so when it becomes when they process the food. It becomes higher.
Yeah. And so tea leaves they're naturally fluoridated.
Yeah.
So if you drank tea without fluoridated water, it would still
be fluoride. You'd find fluoride in it either way.
Yeah. And some of the water in Victoria is naturally fluoridated.
Yeah, I knew that.
That's the point. That it's in your water, whether you like it or not. Whether the government puts it in or whether it's just that's the way it is. It's in there.
But I'm sure naturally occurring, it's a lot less, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't look into it.
But
another thing. So if you're someone who likes to drink a lot of tea and you're worried about this, you probably don't need to be unless you're drinking a lot of it. So I think tea is up to 4 parts per million, which is more than water, but you'd have to drink a lot of it to really make a difference.
I'm going to cut you off right there, man, just to put this one thing out there and just think about it, right? Who would be worried about fluoride in the water? Like who?
Anyway, drink white tea because it's younger, has less fluoride. But I drink tea all the time.
Dude, honestly, this guy here is like paranoid about, the satellites in the sky
Everything.
falling out, right? And I had an interest in it because I knew like there was something behind it, right? But man, you try to explain this to a big portion, and you know what? I have to exclude you and your social group because your social group is behind the investors who own this and the MSG and the and the natural gas companies.
Fluoride Incorporated.
Yeah, and the natural gas
Your
companies.
boys.
Okay, like I'm talking about the layman. I'm talking about everyone that makes up the population that doesn't fucking follow every conspiracy, that just works and sleeps, shits, and breeds kids. Dude, a lot of them wouldn't give a fuck about the fluoride in the water. They don't know about it. You try to explain these facts and just go straight over their heads.
Yeah.
Period, man. Period. They would just go right over their heads. They would not give a fuck. And you try to explain it, and they just look at you like you're some nut that's worried about shit that doesn't exist. You know what I mean? Like, dude, you presented these facts, and they're based on evidence and studies and all that sort of shit. I get it. He gets it. Good chunk of our listeners will get it. And that's probably why they're even listening to this sort of stuff, because they're into like all this sort of shit. Do you know what I mean? But man, majority of people don't give a fuck. They don't care. And it's really sad. Like, but that's how it is, That's why I'm telling you, dude, don't even worry about it, man. Like, as in, my thinking on if anyone ever said to me, what do you reckon about the fluoride in the water? I'll bring up this podcast as a reference point and say our political correspondent did a whole lot of research on other people's research. And then,
yeah, I looked at a whole bunch of studies, but generally I just found the ones that were the best.
but that's what I'm saying, man. Like, I'm putting it out of my head now because I'm not going to think about it again unless I see some fucking banner.
Yeah, if you're worried, like...
I do have one more smoking gun, though, for this conversation.
Okay, here we go.
For it.
Are you ready for this?
Oh, I'm ready.
Dude. Wait a second. You know what we need? Tell me if you guys recognize this, because I brought it up the other day to a mate, and I was fucking dying. Hang on a second. I've got to find it before your smoking gun comes in.
So, yeah, I mean...
Because you didn't touch on this point, and I'm surprised you didn't stumble across it.
What point? Oh, yeah, hang on.
My gun's still smoking.
Okay,
Yeah.
no. Let it just boil
It's not
over.
smoking yet, it's just
Dude.
aimed at the right
Here it
direction.
is. All right, hang on.
It's cocked. It's cocked
Yeah.
and ready to fire.
I'm just hoping to
So,
God. Tell me you recognize this. Oh, you wouldn't. You're too young.
I knew it straight away, but I just can't think what it is. Oh! Unsolved Mysteries. Unsolved Mysteries. I love that show.
Of course it does.
okay.
This is probably where it all began for me.
All right, go.
The delusional state.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
So what else is common among us conspiracy folk?
Yeah.
Along with the calcification of the pineal gland, another huge smoking gun, which, for this argument, is that they gave fluoridated water to the Jewish people during the Holocaust to dumb them down or whatever.
Okay, so I stumbled across this and I didn't look into it. That's
I'm on it.
for two reasons.
Didn't gel with my Freemason agenda. And secondly,
Two
It was
reasons.
not in my best interest to expose it on this podcast.
Did they actually give fluoride to the Jews, or did you just hear it somewhere?
I don't know. I heard it, and I believed.
Yeah. So I looked at it very, very briefly. I didn't look into it much, but I saw something that maybe it was 100%, and I kind of disregarded it. I disregarded it because I didn't think it was reliable, and because I never said that fluoride was safe. I said that at 1 part per million, there's no evidence that it's. There's plenty of evidence that it does good, and no evidence that it does bad.
Yes,
so if they're given the Jews 5 parts per million or more,
then it's not relevant.
It's completely
so,
different.
okay,
Yeah. So, I didn't look into it. I didn't look because there was also one where it's a communist conspiracy.
I found one. One thing that says, truth about fluoride doesn't include Nazi myth. Here's a reason to support Florida County's decision to cut fluoride out of its drinking water. The idea came from the Nazis. Nazis put fluoride in water to pacify Jews during World War II. Yada, yada, yada. History shows actually that in Nazi Germany, one of the first things that they did was add fluoride to the water in the ghettos where the Jews stayed. This is some dude saying it, right? Matt Leffler of Clearwater, some dude running. It's like, it all started with Nazi Germany, and there's many links to cancer, yada, yada, yada. It is what they use to dull their brains, exclamation marks everywhere, like all that sort of shit. Certainly Nazis who killed millions of Jews in the 30s and 40s were known for chemical tests and inhumane medical experiments. So PolitiFact Florida, that's where the source is, did that include adding fluoride to water? We tracked down roots of these claims on the web, reached out to Holocaust historians, contacted well-known critics of water fluoridation, and read book excerpts and magazine articles and news stories, and we can tell you there's no teeth to this claim. This fact check won't explore the pros and cons of fluoride in your drinking water, though we will note that the U.S. Centre for Disease Control and Prevention calls the practice one of the greatest public health achievements of the century, and also that groups of citizens, scientists among them, have been aware of the practice since the 50s. We'll focus instead on an internet meme that's crept into the local public debate over drinking water, and yada, yada, yada. So it's just a fucking meme, man. Some dude just came up with some shit.
That's why I say
Conspiracy theory 101, like literally.
Check the source, because like fluoride and bone cancer, like no one posts any links. So I went to Google Scholar and I searched and I found.
That's what pisses me off mostly about this sort of stuff, man, because you get the memes that pop up and all of a sudden everyone's a conspiracy theorist or watches Fight Club and loses their shit. Meanwhile getting into their BMW and fucking playing with an iPhone that's got a GPS tracker on it, Bullshit, right? All these fucking memes pop up and people believe them like they're gospel. Dude, I could make a meme right now. I make memes for our fucking podcast. I used to make memes for my shit.
I thought Johnny was going to bring up the only good argument against fluoridated water, which is that very little of the water that comes out of our tap actually goes in our mouths.
Yeah. No
so
shit.
It's a pretty shit delivery method.
Yeah.
So you don't think many people drink tap water?
No, but how much water that comes out of your shower faucet, your toilet, your tap do you actually drink?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Like, think about all the liquid you consume in a week, of a day, yeah?
Yeah.
How much of it actually comes from your tap?
I mean, you're lucky, to drink 2 litres of tap water a day? That's like... the showers are like 6 litres per minute or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So
and I guarantee you're buying bottled water and shit like that to subsidise. If you have a target of drinking 1.5 litres of water a day, to stay healthy, dude, you wouldn't always be drinking from your tap, man. You'd be drinking from bottles of water. Who knows where it's coming from?
So the conspiracy is that because I couldn't find, didn't really look hard to find where Victoria's fluoride comes from, but the conspiracy is that it's a byproduct of mining.
Yeah.
So that instead of having to store it as a noxious chemical, which it is, that it would be easier to sell it to the government and put it in our fluoride, in our water to dispose of it.
So it leaves the coal mine. It just goes straight into the water reserve, the reservoir. Just a big truck just dumping phosphorus.
I didn't look at a huge amount. I didn't look into it a huge amount. But so I mentioned at the start that Southeast Water pumped in 141,000. Yeah. But if you think about it, that's not actually that much
compared to how much there actually is in there.
Well, it's just not. I mean, I don't know how many tankers that is, but it's not. Like 1,000 litres is a cubic metre. So you've got 141 cubic metres of fluoride. I don't know how many cubic metres there are.
Seems like a lot of effort to cut cavities by 20 to 30%.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's
right. Like you got.
Well, think about how.
Process.
Imagine, picture someone getting locked out of their Facey account because they got hacked. How much effort would they go to recover it? He's just fucking putting in ultra password on ultra password and secret questions
for the cost of $1 per person.
It's $1 a person, and they're getting the shit straight from the fucking mine. It's not like they have to make it
fresh from the mine.
Yeah, man, just dump it.
Fresh from the runoff.
Let me ask you a question. This is now off topic.
So, to clarify, I'm not sure that our fluoride comes from mines, but it is a byproduct of.
Do you have shares in Australia's mines?
It's not. I'm taking steps to divest from fossil fuels.
It's on the back foot all of a sudden. He's like, huh?
Yeah.
This is a van outside just.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is I don't think there's enough fluoride in our water to make it worthwhile to build a conspiracy around.
Oh yeah, for sure. Let me ask you a question, man.
It's a couple of tankers.
Right. You were saying like a lot of rats were being exposed to like fluoride levels and shit, you know, like to get these tests done.
Yeah.
The rats that we're experimenting on, yeah, where are they coming from?
What a shit life they have.
Dude, this is just,
Depends on what experiment you get.
yeah, this is to
like,
test
wasn't it?
hormonal levels. You know,
It's
hey.
like, what, can we hardwire this rat's brain to give it an orgasm every time we hit this
Yeah,
button?
this one rat.
coming.
How was work today, John? Oh, it was fucking fantastic, mate. You got to get an L-lab, right?
Yeah, so...
No, I'm just curious, right? Because they're always testing on fucking rodents, yeah? Yeah, they break a rabbit's legs and then try and get him to walk again with stem cells or whatever. Where are the animal environmentalists on tests for this sort of shit?
I'm sure they're not happy about it.
Okay, no.
Standing at the front with the sandwich board.
Yeah, because they're always like, you know, our products are not tested on animals, you know, like makeup and fucking all that sort of shit.
Yeah.
What about these fucking kind of tests? Are they exempt? I'm just
I've
curious.
thought about that before as well. Yeah, no shit.
I'm just curious. Absolutely curious. Out of
So
curiosity.
I think there's two groups of people. So some say no test on any animals. Some say no test for makeup. Which
Okay,
is,
so
you know,
then-
a fair
So then how
argument.
do you test like all the drugs that we pump into our bodies every year, you know, for medical thing?
There's probably a difference because
Like if you can save human
if
lives.
you're saving human lives
Yeah.
as opposed to just making someone look pretty, then it's a difference.
Okay.
But
I'm just bringing it up just as a thought.
yeah, I hear. Like, imagine every day the amount of rats and rabbits that are getting just slaughtered.
Yeah.
Like, every day.
Yeah, I'm sure they're not
What,
in strays from a...
in rat traps under people's kitchens.
Got another one, mate. Here you go.
Yeah. So, yeah, there was never many rats. I think it was. You know,
Yeah, but sure they don't have
24 rats.
five full fucking lab rats that just cop the whole hiding for the year. You know what I mean? Like, Barry's retiring next year. What happened? Oh, he's had everything thrown at him, mate. The plague. You know, like, this poor bastard of a rat wants to die. They just keep pumping him with drugs. You know, I was just thinking off topic, man. It's just,
Yeah. You know that that lab rats, the white lab rats and white mice are bred specifically to have very similar brain chemistry to humans?
bread.
Yeah. As in selectively bred.
So
So white
the rat
white,
breed is just going to take over one day.
Yeah, white rats and white mice have different brain chemistry. So when they test stuff like fluoride on them, they're actually a better analogy for
Closer to the
humans
human chemistry.
than a normal.
So
pet
the
rat.
ideal thing would be to have like a massive rat pig, because all the internal organs would be like closer to humans.
Yeah.
Rat pig.
And then got the brain of a white rat. So that's what the new
Sure,
order's going to
sure.
be. These
Sure, the
white
Chinese
rat
are
pigs.
working on it.
Figured it out.
The
Yeah.
white rat pigs of the fucking next millennium, you know? We're going to be, I can see it now, we'll be like 70 just sitting on a porch, just like enjoying the afterglow of life. And all of a sudden, you go, and just these fucking rat pigs just going to run down the road. I told you it was coming.
They're finally here.
Yeah, man.